You don't destroy your future in one big catastrophic moment. Instead, you do it one small decision at a time. Every wasted day, every excuse, every time you tell yourself, I'll do it later, that's how you build a life of regret. I've coached people for years, and I've seen this pattern over and over again. People want more, but keep waiting for the right time. But the right time never comes. If you keep waiting, life will pass you by. And by the time you realize this, it's too late. But if you stay with me for the next few minutes, I will show you exactly why this is happening and how to break out of it before it's too late. I've seen too many people lying to themselves. They tell themselves they'll start when the time is right, when they have more money, when they have more experience, when life finally slows down. They convince themselves that success is one perfect moment away, a moment where everything aligns, where fear disappears, where they finally feel ready. But what if I told you that the perfect moment doesn't exist? Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, wrote that while we wait for life, life passes. Think about that. You're sitting there waiting for the perfect conditions while your opportunities, your dreams, and your potential are slipping away. Every time you hesitate, someone else is taking action. Every time you second guess yourself, someone with half your talent but twice your courage is making things happen. What I want you to understand is that the perfect moment is a lie. You think you're waiting for the right moment, but what you're actually doing is avoiding discomfort. You don't want to face uncertainty. You don't want to fail. You don't want to struggle. But guess what? That struggle is the price of success. You have to force yourself into action. Seneca had a practice called premeditatio malorum, which means the premeditation of evils. Instead of waiting for the right time, imagine the worst case scenario. What if you start now and fail? What if you lose money? What if they do judge you? Now ask yourself, would I survive that? Because 99% of the time, the answer is yes. And once you realize that failure isn't fatal, you'll stop waiting and start building the future you actually want. Forget perfect conditions. Focus on momentum. Here's how. Set a 24-hour rule. Anytime you feel an urge to do something important, give yourself 24 hours to take the first step. Not to plan, not to think, to act. Use the 2-minute rule. If a task is going to take less than 2 minutes, like sending an email, making a call, writing a paragraph, do it immediately and make it public. Tell someone about your goal. Announce it. Put yourself in a position where backing out would be totally embarrassing. I do this all the time. If you keep waiting for the right moment, you are going to sleepwalk through life and you won't even realize it until it's too late. See, your life is moving on autopilot. You wake up, you go to work, you scroll your phone, and maybe sometimes you do something slightly productive. But Confucius once said, we have 2 lives, and the second one begins when you realize we only have one. We trick ourselves into believing that life hasn't really started yet. We say, once I get my finances together, I'll be happy. Once I find the right person, I will feel complete. But your life is happening right now. It's not waiting while you figure things out. Every single day, you're either creating a life you're proud of or you're wasting another 24 hours that you'll never get back. The biggest trap that people fall into is thinking that they have time. They assume they're going to get another shot at life. They can fix their mistakes and start fresh and turn things around someday. The only way to break free from this illusion is through self-reflection. Confucius had a practice called shu. Every night he would ask himself, did I actually live today or did I just go through the motions? If the answer is I just went through the motions, then you're in trouble. Here's what I want you to do. Tonight, I want you to take 5 minutes before bed and I want you to ask yourself this question. Did I really take a step towards the life I want today? Did I waste time on distractions? If I had to relive today forever, would I be happy with it? If your answer to that last question is no, then you need to change something and change it tomorrow. Let's get real. If you can waste today, you can waste tomorrow. And if you can waste tomorrow, you can waste a decade. And before you know it, you're 40, 50, and 60, and you're wondering where time went. And the worst part is, you won't even realize it's happening. Every time you scroll through social media, every time you binge watch a show, every time you eat junk food because it's convenient, you're getting a tiny hit of dopamine, and your brain loves it. Dopamine is supposed to be a reward for meaningful effort, but when you train your brain to get dopamine instantly and effortlessly, you destroy your ability to do anything hard. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, warned against this kind of indulgence. He said this: "You must build up your life action by action and be content if each one achieves its goals as far as possible." If any of this feels uncomfortably true, that's a good sign. You're waking up. And if you want more videos that can help you get back control and dominate your mindset, tap the subscribe button. So, the reason you struggle with focus and self-discipline is dopamine addiction. Every hour you waste on mindless dopamine hits is an hour that you could have spent building something real. An hour of wasted time a day doesn't seem like much until you realize that 7 hours a week, 30 hours a month, and 365 hours in a year. That's over 15 full days lost every year. And you know what? It's way more than an hour for you, isn't it? This is why Marcus Aurelius had a practice called nightly self-analysis. Here's what I want you to do starting today. Track your distractions. Keep a notebook and write down every time you reach for your phone, every time you procrastinate, every time you indulge in a cheap dopamine hit, and replace the easy dopamine with hard dopamine. Instead of getting dopamine from scrolling, get it from progress. Work out, read, build something. Do the nightly self-analysis. Before bed, ask, did I control my impulses today? Did I waste time on distractions? Did I take one step towards my goals? Because if you don't take control of your dopamine now, it will take control of your future. And once it does, you won't even realize how much of your life is stolen until it's too late. You've already wasted enough time waiting, hesitating, and telling yourself someday. But someday isn't real. Only action is. So if you're ready to stop waiting and actually start building a life of freedom and purpose and financial security, then I want you to partner with me and my team. I have over 700 agents that have already transformed their careers and lives by taking this step. Tap the link on the screen or in the description below and book a private one-on-one call with me, and I will show you exactly how to break free from the cycle and build something real. Don't let another day slip away.